Welcome back to the channel. This is the Black Saiyan. Thank you for tuning in. I want to thank everybody for tuning in to this part 2. This is part 2 to the evolution of Vegeta. If you are new to the channel, hit that like button. Thank you for tuning in. Now, after the events of the Majin Buu saga, we see Vegeta take some time off training, right? Get some time with the family. Settle down, you know what I'm saying? They even went on a little vacation, right? What happens is we see Vegeta, he learned about Beerus, right? And Beerus is just fought Goku. So it's where it starts to go into where Vegeta has to get into his first altercation, right? So we see that Vegeta learns about Beerus and he goes to the party and tries to, pamper the situation down, right? And it doesn't happen, right? Beerus ends up, fighting the Z Fighters. Vegeta steps in as well, but he gets put down. But what happens is Bulma actually walks up and slaps Beerus after the fact, and he slaps Bulma back. And Vegeta erupts and he does a little bit, but Beerus ends up telling him that he wasn't even using a tenth of his power. So the first time that we actually see Vegeta fight seriously, we going into the Revival F saga, right? So during the Revival F, we know that Vegeta was getting training with Beerus because he had ended up bribing Whis to train him. So he ends up, stepping in after Goku is caught off guard by a blast. And we see that his respect for Goku is still there. You know what I'm saying? He actually throws Goku back over there and tells him, tells people to give him a sensu bean. And he takes on Frieza. Now, when he takes on Frieza, we see that Frieza really seemingly underestimates him because of whatever prior notion that he had of Vegeta. He just had him in the bubble, and it got popped real quick. So we see that he ends up destroying Frieza ends up destroying the planet. And they end up bringing the planet back. But basically, he ends up almost killing him. Next time we see Vegeta fight will be going into the Universe 6 saga, right? So Vegeta and Goku, they just got out there, hop about a time chamber, right? They did like 3 years, and they're going into the Universe 6 saga because of something that the Gods of Destruction got going on. So they end up arriving on this planet, this nameless planet, right? And they were hosting this little tournament to themselves. And Vegeta ended up noticing Kaba. And he asked him about the Saiyan, about him looking like a Saiyan. He ends up confirming that he a Saiyan. And we see that his relationship with Kaba starts to get a little interesting. So the first fight that we see Vegeta participate in the Universe 6 tournament would be Frost. So he wins against Frost. Frost is one of those characters that tries to do something sly on a slick on Vegeta, but he just handles it really fast. And we see that they changed the rules a little bit, but he ends up going against Vegeta. And Vegeta, they having a good little bout, but he ends it's one of those comical, gag fights, right? Vegeta ends up insulting him, right? And I guess the robot can't take insults, so he ends up insulting him and ends up knocking him out the ring, and So Vegeta ends up going against Kaba next, right? So Kaba is one of those people that he's very pure-hearted, and he's very he just want the best for his people. But, he's never been pushed. So that's exactly what Vegeta does. As they fight, you see that Vegeta is telling him, like, I'm going to kill you. Then, you see that that's not enough. After Vegeta tells him that he's going to go back to Sadala after he's done and destroy it, you see Kaba erupt. And then he does actually a lot. Piccolo is looking at him like he's saying that he pushing Vegeta back when that was both in Super Saiyan. But you see that later on that Vegeta ends up going Super Saiyan Blue and tells him, hits him in the stomach because he was asking if it was any other form. And he goes Super Saiyan Super Saiyan Blue, I'm sorry. And tells him, don't forget this feeling, like it's anger, you know what I'm saying, or whatever you feeling, like this is it. So he goes against Hit next and loses, right, to his time skip, which is a hell of a move. Now the next time we see Vegeta engage into combat will be like going into the Goku Black saga, right? So whenever we go into the Goku Black saga, we know that Future Trunks came back, right? And he telling Goku and everybody about their past, you know what I'm saying, about what's happened, about his past and what's happened. And Vegeta, you know what I'm saying, like he ends up going into the gravity chamber, you know what I'm saying? And he was like thinking about like what Trunks said about like how he killed the future Bulma, right? And that's crazy, like that he would even think like that. So he ends up going there, and then he ends up even training with his son, right? So while they training, you know what I'm saying, tell him if he can land a certain, a little blow on him or whatever. Cause at the time, Trunks is really like admiring Goku from their battle. He thinking that how far his dad is really have gone. He thinking if his dad has went Super Saiyan 3 or whatever. But we see that Vegeta ends up going Super Saiyan Blue and exposing that to him. So later, we see Vegeta goes into Future Trunks like timeline basically, and we go into his first fight with Black. Now once they get there, we see that Vegeta takes him on first, and whenever he take him on, he actually does good a little, like at first, but he ends up pulling out a blade, like a key blade, and it's kind of slicing, like impaling him, you know what I'm saying? And it puts him out for a minute now. Like it was kind of crazy, but in the manga it was different. You see that in the manga, Black went Super Saiyan, and then Vegeta went Super Saiyan 2, and then after that Vegeta pushed it a little bit even more and went Super Saiyan Blue, right? And then whatchamacallit end up, you know what I'm saying, revealing itself, right? The Matsu ended up coming and healing him, right? That's what happened in the manga at least. But the second time we see them fight will be after Vegeta is, went and trained for a little bit, then it came back, and as soon as they get there, they they basically had just saved Gawatsu and the Supreme Kai, Shin, they call him Shin. They had just saved them two. After they saved them, Vegeta take on Black again. Now this time, he pummels, like he drives him through the buildings, all kind of shit. And he tells him like, hey man, like you in a body that you don't belong in. Like you can never know what this man done been through. I'm the only one that can ever think about it with like, you crazy, you know what I'm saying? But he ends up getting bested again because, Goku Black pulls out a damn scythe and he makes clones of himself. So he ends up having to team up with Goku a lot throughout the Goku Black saga. It's a lot of teamwork, a lot of him working with Goku, and they end up fusing. So in the manga we see that Vegeta, you know what I'm saying, he goes Super Saiyan God against Super Saiyan Rose Goku. But Goku say that, like, he as he looking at Vegeta, he sees that as soon as he strikes, he goes Super Saiyan Blue. So he's kind of going back and forth. Like, it's a different, like the mangas. It's kind of, that's why I'm giving y'all both, because I want y'all to know exactly how, because it's like it differs until a certain point. He goes Super Saiyan Blue, and the same thing end up happening. They end up merging, right? They end up merging, and Goku and Vegeta having to fight, but in Trunks as well. But in the end, they end up getting defeated by Trunks and Zeno, right? So we go to the Terminal Power Saga. We see that he gets recruited for that, of course, and he takes like goes into the hyperbolic time chamber. You know what I'm saying? Well, Mr. Popo tell him not to blow it up. You know what I'm saying? But he end up blowing up anyways. But we see that once the Terminal Power start, right? And take in mind, this is people from all over the globe. So I say all over the globe, all over the different multiverse, the multiverse, right? Like it's like 12 universes. You see, once we get into the terminal, right? We see Goku gets cornered by the trio of danger, and Vegeta helps with the help of Goku, knocks them off. You know what I'm saying? Throughout the tournament, he kind of does a little bit, like he helps with Master Roshi, right? I see him help Master Roshi from whenever Frost was like kind of doing too much against him. Like he was really about to get bested, and Vegeta actually saves him. So after he saved him, he even like saves Kaba, right? He's going against Mona, and as he about to fall out the ring, Vegeta grabs his hand and saves him. Like literally pulls him up. And Kaba tell him, thank you, whatever, and bow, but Vegeta tell him, hey man, like, nah bro, like I just don't want to see a Saiyan get bested. You know what I'm saying? Like get bested, like, but you better get in there and do something, right? But he leaves him to fight his own battle. He don't team up with him or nothing, right? But after that, we see that who Vegeta really want to fight as well is Jiren. So he goes against Jiren, you know what I'm saying? And his battle with Jiren ends up going Super Saiyan Blue Evolution, like a whole different form. And it's so dope because we know that this is a form that Goku doesn't even have. This is a form exclusive to Vegeta. So we see that as he fight with Jiren, Topo jumps in and he wants to fight Vegeta, right? And at this time, Topo is already went through a drastic change, and he done actually changed into a god of destruction. Now, this is almost ironic in a way, but he takes on God of Destruction Topo, right? And God of Destruction Topo is giving up everything to become that, right? He's, Vegeta has a little flashback, then he flashes back literally and puts Topo out with a final explosion. He does that, and he actually stays inside the ring, and he stays alive. So we see that Vegeta has actually attained the power of at least defeating a candidate of the God of Destruction. Who knows? Like, I mean, if he's a candidate of the God of Destruction, I mean, he has God tier power. So we could put him up there with God of Destruction type of people at this point. Now, as we go into his next fight, I would say it would be the Broly saga. And when Broly came with a vendetta because he felt as if Vegeta was one of those people that had something to do with why he had to grow up the way he had to grow up. And it was partially because of his dad and his dad relationship with King Vegeta. But what happens is he takes on Vegeta first, and Vegeta is gauging his power, he's actually flourishing through the Super Saiyans forms, almost like a showcase. As he fights Broly, he almost kills him, and before before he can actually go into Super Saiyan Blue against Broly, Goku chimes in, so that fight gets postponed, and they later on do a fusion. So the next time we actually hear about Vegeta fighting will be into the manga continuity. Now we get into the manga of Dragon Ball Super. We don't know where the anime is gonna take it, but we'll just dive into it. Galactica Patrol Prisoner Arc. So we see that Vegeta hears about Moro, right? And he joins the Galactic Patrol with Goku. And we see that Goku tries to sense his power, and Vegeta, Vegeta's about to do it, and Goku tells him not to do it because he don't want to feel it. He don't want him to feel it because he can sense that he can sense him. So Vegeta ends up going to Planet Namek, right, with Goku. Man, he ends up saving, he even saves this kid, these Namekians, Mori and Eska, right? He saves a kid in the elder, or at least a full grown Namekian. So he takes on Moro first, and Moro is like, you know what I'm saying, like he uses Super Saiyan, but he ends up transforming into a Super Saiyan God later. And we see that Moro is kind of like holding back a little bit, and then he started using the life energy to defeat him, right? He using like the lava and all that type of stuff, and he basically like got both of these drains. Once he starts to try to go Super Saiyan Blue, he gets like out of Super Saiyan Blue, and he literally reverts back to his base form, him and Goku. And you see that Moro starts to suck the energy from him, like literally. And later they kind of take him to like a little house, and they recuperate just to fight Moro again. And this is when we go into Vegeta's second battle against Moro, where he loses again. And that's crazy because we know that Moro is one of those people, like you would think that Beerus would be handling, right? Because he's almost doing his job, but like we see that Vegeta and Goku is actually taking on a foe that has to be God too. So we see that Vegeta wants to go to Yardrat. He goes to Yardrat and tells Pabar that he wants to learn a move, you know what I'm saying, to defeat Moro, right? So Moro goons show up while Vegeta's training on the planet, and as he's taking care of them, he fires almost like a spear gun, and literally it blows up some buildings behind the person that he was even trying to hit. And he's kind of astounded because he didn't know where it came from. He was in Pabar to tell him, like, yeah, you gotta calm down, like you gotta watch your power. You ain't, you know what I'm saying, just because you think what you ain't been doing nothing, like you gotta watch how you gauge it. So he ends up using instant transmission. One time it ends up telling Goku he ain't gonna use it again, right? It ends up like going to the battlefield on Earth because he feared Goku power, and he know that he's out of Ultra Instinct. So once he gets there, where Vegeta sees Goku down, you know what I'm saying, and everybody's there, and everybody's like, you know, what's going on? And we see that Vegeta strikes, you know, he doing his thing, he going back, he keep coming back, you know what I'm saying, and keep coming back, punching him, and you know what I'm saying, they just acting like, you know, Vegeta's not doing it, like they wondering what he's doing, but it's something is going on. You see that they see there's a big ball forming in the sky, right? And Goku kind of references like he's told him that he's doing, he know what he's doing. I think he called it Force Spirit Fission. So we see that he beats Moro all the way to the point where he's literally back to his original form, like the old version. But Moro ends up absorbing 7-3. And so after Goku has like fought Moro in his Ultra Instinct form, you know what I'm saying? And Moro's in Ultra Instinct form. We see that Vegeta jumps in and he actually helps with that, and he punches the ground itself to separate Moro from the planet. Now, Force Spirit Fission is something serious. Like that alone, like that technique is enough to diffuse something. So if it's something that's not natural that's with you, like that's a lot of foes, a lot of people does that. Like even the Namekians do that, right? We see that with the Namekians that Moro handled on Planet Namek. So the next time we see Vegeta fight, we'll be going into the Granola arc. Now in the Granola arc, we know that he's been training with Beerus. We see that they're watching Goku and Whis, you know what I'm saying, do the Ultra Instinct thing, and you know Beerus kind of tell him about, you know what I'm saying, that's not the only technique, you know what I'm saying, like we got our own thing too. And you know, Vegeta asking he train him on it, he was like, nah, but I can show you, I mean, you maybe can steal it, you know what I'm saying, and he kind of like shows him how to do that Kai. And why he learned that Kai, and seemingly like the power of destruction, like you see that he's like destroying little rocks, and then he's practicing on these big rocks, and he's destroying them like, you know what I'm saying, like no existence after they're like real Hakais. So like they meet up with the Heaters, and the Heaters like then the Heaters done, you know, concocted this plan already to tell Goku about Granola, like to play them against each other. You know what I'm saying? All and Maki. Now All and Maki takes Vegeta and Goku back to Sorel, right? So Sorel, once they get to Sorel, they you know what I'm saying, gets there, and they, you know, Goku goes up against Granola first. Vegeta actually goes up against Granola after Goku, and he actually goes against the real Granola, and he sees that, you know what I'm saying, Vegeta actually come to the point where he admit that Granola's strength is actually like superior to his, you know what I'm saying, surpass his own in a lot of different ways. But you know what I'm saying, like he seeing that he doesn't have that much like battle experience though, like in that field, you know what I'm saying, almost like a Gohan in a way, right? So Granola is seeing that Vegeta is talking and kind of get into him. He kind of get like mad, whatever, but he, you know what I'm saying, he pump, you know, beats on Vegeta, but Vegeta ends up telling him basically, you only like, you know what I'm saying, like the greatest for a moment in time. Like everybody are constantly getting stronger. You know what I'm saying? You gotta keep going. And he tries to like he tries to hit Vegeta in his pressure point and breaks his armor. But whenever he does is like Vegeta actually kind of like got this little look on his face, right? Like he kind of looked like sadistic in a way, right? He starts to smile and stuff with blood coming out his face. And now we step into what they would call God of Destruction, Vegeta. Now, why he's fighting God of Destruction, Vegeta? Because he thinking that this is part of, like, Vegeta is part of Frieza's people, right? Because he telling them about, because he knows that Saiyan used to work for Frieza, and that his planet was taken over by Saiyans. You know what I'm saying? Like, so he's thinking that why not that this Saiyan worked for Frieza? So he ends up getting hit by Goku, because Vegeta end up getting bested. You know, he's going against a person who literally wished to have have to be the strongest in the universe. So Vegeta is like looking at Goku fight. You know what I'm saying? As he see Goku defeat, you know what I'm saying, get beat up, he see Vegeta decides to take him up. You know what I'm saying? And he ends up blowing Granola into the city, like into one of the little cities. And Granola ends up telling Vegeta, like, please, like, can you get up? You know what I'm saying? Taking out, like, you know, Vegeta, like, nah, like, this is what it's supposed to, you know, this is how it's supposed to be. Like, this is what you wanted. In a way, you feel me? Like, just giving him what he wanted, because that's what he was becoming. You know what I'm saying? And basically after that, Vegeta ended up actually getting bested, but he ends up putting a certain kind of feeling on Granola that the way you are, like, it doesn't have to be the way, it's not nothing set in stone. You know what I'm saying? And it's almost powerful for Vegeta to be giving it to him because of what he's become, right? He has this God of destruction power now. We know that with this God of destruction power, it's ultra ego that he called it. That's what he told Granola that it was called. He said that you know, with his power, like, you know what I'm saying, that he literally grows stronger as he gains damage. But we see that we see throughout the fight with Granola, as he got damaged, you know, not to say that if he got stronger, but he definitely endured a lot of damage. He even tries to throw a giant Hakai at Granola, and Granola ended up besting it. So later on, we see that once Gas gets there, Vegeta helps with the fight against Gas, but these are people who literally have wished to become strong, like literally have wished to become the strongest in the universe. Gas end up besting Goku and Vegeta, and ends up getting destroyed by Black Frieza. Now, by this time, Minato has came and healed Vegeta and Goku. Now, Vegeta and Goku still stands up, and they're fully healed. And we see that Black Frieza comes in and actually one-shots a fully healed True Ultra Instinct Goku and a Ultra Ego Vegeta. Like, one-shots him and then leaves. So the next time we see Vegeta will be the superhero, where he's fighting Goku and Whis tells him not to use transformations. But before they fight, we see that Vegeta is meditating. And that says a lot about his character, because why is he meditating? Vegeta's never been one to meditate, but we see that he's out of his shell. He's not, I mean, I would think he would be the one that wants to take on Broly as well, right? But we see that he's meditating. He's the one that is working on his inner, keeping his inner, his power within. And he said he referenced that to as far as Jiren. Now, at the end of Dragon Ball Super, we see that Vegeta throws the last punch against Goku. Now, they said he wins the battle, but we don't know. I mean, that would be in a base against base form. Vegeta will win. I mean, that's what they're saying. But we still have to see what comes of the future as the Dragon Ball Super continuity puts out more stuff, because we know it's coming back. If y'all like that part 2 of the evolution of Vegeta, thank you for tuning in. If y'all liked it, please hit that like button. And if y'all want to add anything, please hit that comment section and let me know if I missed anything. Thank you for tuning in. I want to thank everybody for, you know what I'm saying, that's part of the Evolution series, and we're going to keep dropping them. If y'all got anybody that y'all like me to do anybody special, I definitely hit me in the comment section. I definitely get to it. Salute.